Hello guys, welcome back to my channel in computer LNG motive. So guys, in this video I will tell you how to connect the Oracle database to NetBeans IDE. Okay, so firstly we need to install the Oracle database in our system. Okay, so you can see here this is our official Oracle site. Okay, so I will already provide link in description, so you can go there and download it. Okay, so after download it and install it, you have to need a other file. Okay, jar file, Oracle JDBC driver. Okay, driver is used to connect the database. Okay, so we have to oracle.jar file. Okay, so I already provide this also link. Okay, so you can download it there. Okay, now we have to create a project. So firstly we need create project, new project, and a java with ant, and what is your application name you can write here just. So I writing the testing db and just finish, and you can see here our project is created successfully, and you can see here one main java dot testing db dot java file is created. So in this java file we have to connect the database. So firstly we need to connect database. We just go in services and database, right click new connection and Oracle theme, and now just click it, and you have to add the jar file where you download in your system. Okay, jar file we add, and after added jar file, next, and this is all the default setting, and you can see here host, port, and SID name. So this is all the default setting, and our username is a default system. Okay, so we can write here system. So I write system, and password is a, okay, what will be your password, and test connection is successfully, and next, and you can see here system multiple database, but system is a good, and you can see here your database name, you can change it, but I don't change, I just click it, and you can see here unable to add connection because I already connect the database. Okay, so firstly this all the thing we have to successfully performed, and now we can just write here some code. So firstly we need to add the library function Oracle JDBC driver. Okay, so just click right click or library folder, and you have to edit. So I already added jar file. If you want to add the jar file, you can just right click add jar folder, and you can select your jar jdbc.jar file and add here. Okay, and now we have to write our code. So firstly we need to import a java package. Okay, so firstly we need to create a connection type of class. Okay, so public static connection and conDB. Okay, so connection import java.sql.strict for the connection. Okay, so in this connection type of area functions, we have to create a try catch block. Try catch block is mostly used to revoke and stop the runtime exception. Okay, so exception, and exception name is e, and we have to some error exception. Okay, so just write it exception. Okay, so this is okay. So now we have to create a class dot for name and a string. So in this string variable, in the double quotes, we have to write our class of the database. So go services and right click of the database we have already created, and properties, and you can see here display the name, database URL, driver, and driver class. So just copy it and just paste here in the double quotes. Okay, so our class is completed, and now we have to create a connection type variable con equal to, and a function driver manager call get connection. By through the get connection, in this connection type, in the get connection we have three parameter. Okay, so firstly we need to create a URL, a string of URL. Okay, so a string URL equal to database URL link path. Okay, so right click properties and you can see here database URL, just copy it. Okay, and now we have to paste here in the double quotes. Okay, and semicolon. And after this we can add URL, first parameter URL, second is username, so our username is system default by default, and next is password. Okay, so our connection have some issue, so we can write it. Okay, now this will good. So return, we have to return a connection. Okay, so we have to return connection, and we have to now in this button, we have to bottom, we have to return the null. Okay, so we have to write print stack res and we have to return. So I just return the null. Okay, so our coding part is complete of the connection. So I don't anything changes in this file. So we have to create a form. So our package name so our project name is right showing. So just right click and new jfrom file. So jfrom form is the login. So just created a form. So in this frame we have to add some button, text field and some label. So you can just edit. Okay, if you want to get more video in this topic, so you can comment in this blank comment section, and I will provide you more video after this topic. Okay, so we have to create three data text field. Okay, and after this we can add two buttons. So first button is exit and second button is register. So exit button is used to exit the system, exit the jframe form. So system dot exit and parameter is 0. And now we have to write some code in the backend part of register button. Okay, so right click. Okay, and we have to change the variable name of name, username and password. So I already changed. Okay, and just right click on register, an event, an action perform, and you can see here, and our coding part is here. So we have to write here a string names, first is names, a string username, second is username and gets, and third is password. So we have to get three data, name, username and password from the users. Okay, in the jframe, on the jframe form. Okay, so we have to already gets, and we have to create a try catch block. So try, and in this main activity file we have to import a package. So import java.sql.string. Okay, so our connection package is imported, and now we have to create a three variable. First is connection type, second is prepared statement type pst, and last is result set for the storing the result. Okay, and now we have to create catch block exception e. So you have to write and print the exception, what will be exception in the upcoming time. Okay, so firstly we need to connection con equal to testing db is class name dot connection db is the method name, and we have to access our database. Okay, so pst equal to, we have to store the connection of prepared statement. In the prepared statement we have to write query. So firstly we have to need create a table in the database. So I will write here create table, registration table name is registrations, and we have to create three columns. First is name, second is username and third is password. We have to three field, all field variable types of varchar and size of 30. So just right click and execute query, and after execute query our table is created successfully, and insert into the table for the by the through of reference of table. So insert into and values, three parameter, we have three values, so three parameters. Okay, and next is pst dot set string. We have to set the string in the database by particular row and column. Okay, so indexing start from 1 So pst.setString one names, second is username, and third is password. Okay, so our prepared statement is work on, and now we have to result store in the rst variable. Okay, so pst.execute query, when which execute query is successful, then store in the rst, and next if condition rst.next, and we have to pop-up message receive data inserted successfully. Okay, so we can just write here data inserted successfully, and when our database have any error, then we have to show message data inserted failed. Okay, so our coding part is completed. So just we have to understand some part of coding. Okay, so firstly we have change our all the field of variable name. When a variable name change, then we have to very easy for the writing the code from the get the data from the user. Okay, and testing db class we have created already, and connection type variables and connection type class conDB, and we have to get our database conDB class, and in this class we have already connected our database from the by through the url and class name. Okay, and after this we have to already create the database. Okay, and in the login part, register part, we have to select insert into registration and values by through the parameters, and we already stated the prepared statement and execute query. After the execute query we have to show this message. Okay, so now run this file, and you can see here our frame is open, and we have just write name, username, and password. Okay, and just click register button, and you can see here data inserted successfully. So let's come how where data is stored in database. So select star from registration and run file, execute query. After execute query, you can see here our database is stored in database. Our data is stored in database successfully. So that's it. This is video for the purpose of connect the database. So thanks for watching the video.